Hello there, my name is Peter Thompson and this is one of my Myths of Golf series, and this one is about hitting the ball upwards with a driver and downwards with your irons. I think this is very confusing, and I've been teaching now for 54 years and I teach everybody to simply hit the ball forward with every golf club. I had a man down here end of last year with TriMan, and I had a chat to him, and he said the average US Tour Pro with a driver hits the ball 2 degrees upwards, and the average European Tour Pro hits the ball 2 degrees downwards. So the average is 0. The average is just hitting the ball forward. That's what I teach. Loft angles change on golf clubs, shaft lengths change, but the premise of playing golf is to hit the ball simply forward. I've got lots of information in my studio. This one you might find interesting. This is a driving machine made by Titleist in the 1930s. So what's that, 70, 80 years ago, 1930s. This machine, here's the machine, there's nothing here, had a hole-in-one at 428 yards. It hit the pin 5 times in succession from more than 400 yards. This machine hit 7 irons, 250 yards. And 7 irons then had 8 degrees more loft than they have now. So that machine would hit a 7 iron 250 yards then, which equates to a 9 iron now. The point I'm making is that the machine is a machine and the swing will not change. If that machine was in here now with a driver, it could hit the ball from 6 inches up to more than 400 yards, and with a pitching wedge maybe 6 inches up to maybe 180 yards. Same swing, the ball's being hit forward. I try and get all my pupils to think we're hitting the ball forward. You can take divots with a driver. You can hit irons and not touch the ground at all. I watched Tiger Woods in the Walker Cup once playing against one of my pupils, Gary Wolstenholme, and on one particular hole, Tiger was where the camera is now, and I'm standing watching him. He's hitting the ball that way, obviously, and I watched where the ball was. I think he was hitting about a 4 iron, and once he hit the ball, I then let him walk off, and I walked to the spot where the ball was. He hadn't touched one blade of grass, so he hit a medium long iron off the top of the grass perfectly, but he hadn't touched the grass. So therefore he simply hit the ball forward, and the loft angle took care of itself. Let's go have a look on my screen. And here's Tiger Woods hitting a golf ball over a dog leg, right to left, over the top of the trees, nearly onto the green, by staying a long way back and hitting the ball on the upswing. Watch his head. It's not a great quality picture, I'm afraid, but the idea is going to be easy to see. Head was in the circle, head is now behind the circle, so it hit the ball upwards on purpose by quite a long way to get the ball to go higher than normal. So that's a good use of hitting the ball on the upswing. Fantastic golf shot. Same Tiger Woods. I think it was in 2004 in the Open Championship. I think a 3-wood off the tee this time. off the tee peg, off the tee, and now, bang, a divot. So driver on the upswing, 3-wood on the downswing to produce different shots. Same basic swing, just changing certain things in the swing to produce different shots. Ball on the tee peg, hitting the ball downwards, forwards, keep the ball nice and low onto the fairway. Watch it once more. What's to do it? Bang. So once you've learned a good golf swing by learning to hit the ball forward, then you can change little things in the swing, ball positions, head positions, to hit the ball up or down. Just saw Tiger Woods smashing the ball over the trees by hitting the ball on the upswing, and then hitting the ball with a 3-wood off the tee peg down, producing a divot. Learn to hit the ball forward, then you can start making the adjustments afterwards. Divots tend to happen as a result of what you're trying to do. You're not trying to take a divot, or you shouldn't be. You should be hitting the ball forward, and depending on what sort of flight you want, then you will or will not take a divot. Most people are not golf pros. Let's say 99% of golfers are not golf pros, and we need to get people to learn to hit the ball forward, and then once you can hit the ball forward, then you may become a golf pro, and then you become one of the 0.1%, whatever the figure is, very, very small percentage, then you can start changing things for different ball flights. But in the meantime, let's just work on the 99% of golfers who need to hit the ball simply forward. Putting, driving, hit the ball forward, and then the shaft length, longer shaft, more speed, less loft, ball fly lower, more loft, the ball fly higher. But just hit them forward. Well, we'll have a look at one of my favourite golfers now. This is Thompson. And here's Tom Watson winning the 1977 Open Championship. This is his final shot into the final hole. Beat Jack Nicklaus by 1 shot. Ball on the ground. Club head in the air. Club head comes down, and out comes a nice big divot. So what you want to drive the ball, keep it fairly low because the ground was rock hard, doesn't want the ball flying up in the air and landing and jumping sideways. So he drove the ball downwards and forwards with a 7-iron. There's the divot, ball 3 feet from the hole, knocked it in, 4-3 and won the Open. Fantastic shot. Watch the divot. There's the divot. We'll now look at the same Tom Watson, also in the Open Championship, this time hitting a 1-iron off a tee peg. So still an iron, 7-iron, he took a divot, 1-iron off the tee, no divot. Which is why I don't think anyone should try and hit the ball down with an iron on purpose, or upwards with a driver on purpose. Just hit the ball forward. Watch that again. Ball on the tee. Beautiful shot. Middle of the fairway, playing for safety obviously, but he hit the ball then simply forward. I could spend hours showing people various golfers hitting the ball on purpose down with a wood, upwards with an iron, or down with an iron, up or down with any golf club, to produce different shots with a slight variation of their normal swing. Try and hit all of your shots simply forward. That means to me, shaft angle at address, when we hit the ball, further forward, forward, hit the ball, forward. If you take a divot, fine. If you don't, also fine. I've watched thousands of brilliant golfers taking divots and not taking divots. You don't want to have in your head, and I repeat this, but it's very important, irons down, woods up. It's just not how they play golf. I've just shown you how they play golf, and if you can learn a good grip, good ball position, feet in the right place, good stance, good posture, then in your head think about hitting the ball forward, like Ben Hogan, Jordan Spieth, Lee Trevino, Gary Player, lots of fantastic golfers. They just hit the ball forward. If they take a divot, fine. If they take a divot with a 7-iron, fine, or a 3-wood, fine. I used to play a lot of golf, and I would very often use a driver, because in those days the heads were much smaller, but I would use a driver off the fairway. Maybe into the wind, hit the ball, down, forward, take a divot with the driver. On other occasions, I'd want to get the ball to go nice and high, as you saw Tiger Woods, so I'd use a high tee peg and then hit the ball upwards, upwards, downwards, forwards. Learn to hit the ball forwards first, and then you can learn the other shots afterwards. So I hope this makes sense. Another myth, lots of them, many more to come. In fact, the myths of golf are probably the most popular DVDs on my YouTube site. I think mainly because a lot of people like them, because I get people to think properly about the game, and by getting rid of these ideas, these myths out of the head, they play better golf. Hit the ball, forward, forward. Putter, driver, forward. Not up, not down. Take a divot, possibly. Not essential. I hope this helps. I'm sure it will. And thank you for listening. Thank you very much.